Hey, it's Steve Moon of the Steve Moon Group, your San Jose realtor. Welcome back to the channel. And if this is your first visit, thanks for stopping by and welcome. Okay, so I've got something for you that isn't quite in the headlines yet, but it should be. While everyone's glued to the news about tariffs and illegal deportations and whatnot, there's a quiet war that's going on in the real estate business. And it might change how you find or sell a home in the near future. On the one side, it's Compass, a massive brokerage, maybe the #1 or maybe #2 brokerage by volume of sales. And on the other side is Zillow, the most visited real estate platform in the nation. And right now, in the middle of this fight, your access to listings of homes for sale. So let's talk about what's happening, why it's happening, and how it could affect you, the consumer. So here's the deal. Compass is going full steam ahead on something called a private listing. Its CEO has been on sort of a solo crusade about this for the last couple of years. And these are homes that are basically not posted publicly, not on Zillow, not on Redfin, and not even on the MLS, or at least not right away. Zillow is not having any of it. In fact, they just announced that they're going to ban any listing from their site that gets marketed privately first. And Redfin, probably the second most visited real estate portal, followed suit with a similar ban. So now we've got a standoff between the gatekeepers of visibility, or so they claim, and the brokerage trying to take more control of its listings. Sounds like a real estate Game of Thrones type of a plot, but it's real and it's messy, and it's probably going to get messier. So now you, the consumer, might be thinking, what's the big deal, right? Private listings sound kind of interesting and kind of cool. VIP access, exclusive inventory. And for maybe 1% of the sellers, those who are celebrities, athletes, CEOs, people who don't want their stuff all over the internet, sure, that makes sense for them. But for the rest of us, it's not about privacy. It's all about money. Private listings give agents a shot at double-ending deals, where they basically represent both the buyers and the sellers and take both sides of the commission. That's a big incentive to keep listings in-house and not share it with anyone. And it's not just about money, it's also about control. Who sees what and when? And realtors have been angry at NAR for allowing Zillow access to this data many years back. But it's a little too late to put the genie back in the bottle. But here's where this thing really hits home. Let's say you're a buyer in a hot market, sort of like in the Bay Area. Nice homes are going fast, inventory's tight still, and suddenly you're missing out on opportunities that you heard about. Why? Because it never hit Zillow, never hit Redfin, never even hit the MLS. It just got sold privately, behind the curtain. As a seller, that means fewer eyes on your home, maybe fewer offers, less competition, and even a lower price. As a buyer, you're out of the loop altogether unless you know someone on the inside of that private MLS, meaning all large brokerages will each have their own walled gardens. So unless you're on one of their clients, you never even get to see these listings. Unless, of course, no one wants them, and then you put them into the MLS for everyone to see as a second chance to sell them. So while these companies argue about consumer protection and client choice, the real story is your access is shrinking. So let's not give Zillow too much credit here. They're not just standing up for the people and doing a good fight. They're defending their own turf, and they're doing it hard. The biggest revenue stream for them? Selling leads to buyer's agent. If you don't know, when you call who you think is the listing agent on Zillow or Redfin, you're not calling the listing agent. You're really calling a buyer agent who is going to pay Zillow or Redfin up to 40% of their future commission for that connection. So if Compass scoops up all those buyers first before they hit the platform, Zillow and Redfin lose money, a lot of money. So when Zillow says, hey, we're going to ban your private listings from our site, what they're really saying is, hey, you mess with our money, we're going to mess with your exposure. That's what's really going on. So what could happen next? Okay, scenario 1. Compass wins the PR battle. They convince enough sellers that privacy is power. So they build a stronger internal pipeline and more agents jump ship to get in on the action or join them for their private listings. We could all end up with a fragmented market where listings are no longer guaranteed to be public and they're hidden behind essentially paid walls, right? Like sort of the newspaper industry. Scenario 2, Zillow and Redfin hold the line. Buyers start asking, hey, why isn't my listing showing up online? And sellers start asking, hey, why am I getting fewer showings and even fewer offers? Public pressure mounts, Compass blinks. They have to walk it back to avoid backlash from their own clients, right? Okay, the third scenario. A third-party platform swoops in and disrupts all of it, creating a fully transparent and truly consumer-first listing marketplace. Okay, that's a long shot, but that could happen. So at the heart of this, it isn't just a tech platform or it's about brokerage. It's more of a fundamental question. Who should control real estate data? The agents, the platforms, the brokerages, or maybe the public? Because if we really believe in a fair market, in transparency and in access, then private listings should be sort of a rare exception and not the new norm, right? And if we don't push back, we're going to wake up in a world where homes are sold before you even knew that they were for sale. And that is sort of the purpose of a private listing, to limit who gets to see them. So buckle up, because it's not over. This isn't going away anytime soon. Compass said it's not backing down, and now Homes.com, which is Zillow's main competitor in this portal space, now they've joined their side. Homes.com is either the second or the third largest portal, and they're saying that if Zillow or Redfin bans private listings, those who are banned are welcome to their site. So this creates a problem for Zillow and Redfin's threats of an exile from their sites. This drama will definitely continue because there's billions and billions riding on how this will ultimately settle. So as always, I'll keep you posted on what's next in this space because this battle is only started. It looks like it's going to be ongoing for a while. So let me know in the comments. Do you think private listings are a smart strategy or is it a dangerous trend? So please hit that like, subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next video.